Listen, soldiers, when you're dealing with someone and they up and disappear, and then they come back and start asking you questions like, do you love me? Bypass everything, bypass everything that they did or didn't do. And then they come back to put that on you. When people show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. Do not fall for the okey doke. Do not doubt yourselves. Do not doubt yourselves. You stand as a guardian, you protect your temple because those wayward spirits cannot, cannot touch you. Pay attention to what they're saying. In my previous videos, I think I talked about I was living like in some type of fantasy because I believed, oh, evil didn't exist. And um, I, like with regards to my mom, she she was telling me stories the whole time about who she was. But I was hearing these stories before I even knew myself. So she knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. So you present one face, you say one thing, you present a face, and they, as a child, you just gravitate to your parents. You just like automatically love them. I really haven't seen any children who don't really like their parents. I'm talking about little kids. But I do remember this time walking down. I remember one time we were walking, I think my mom, sister, my brother, and I, she might have just taken us for a walk. And I remember hearing her say on different occasions, she said, you know, I wish I had three hands so I could hold all of my children's hands. And she was holding my sister's hand on one side and my brother's hand on the other. And maybe I was holding my sister's hand. And we're walking down the street and she's talking, and I don't remember what we're talking about, but I remember like she leans down and she looks directly at me, and my sister and brother are looking at her, and she gives me this big, beautiful smile. And then all of a sudden her face gets dead serious. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. She was showing me her true face. But as a little kid, I just thought it was funny. How could you turn from this beautiful, big, bright smile to this dead serious face? I thought it was the funniest thing, and I was aware that my brother and sister didn't see it, and she just went on talking about whatever. I was just laughing and laughing and laughing. Can you imagine growing up with that? A lot of people have grown up with with what we know of as narcissism, but literally looking in the face of evil, and you think it's funny because you don't recognize what it is you're looking at. Today, so many of us are deceived because we don't recognize what we are what we are looking at. In order to know our position, we have to know who who is around us, not who we want them to be. Who are they? And you may know who they are, but that level of overshadowing is so deep, and then you have to look and see, are these people, are they really like 100% controlled, like how my daughter was talking? Are they 100% control, or are they there somewhere? Do they have their own, do they have any of their own will? Or is this how they have moved through this world? Because the ones that we term narcissists, the real ones, that's them. They don't even need overshadowing. That it is them at their core. They learn pretty early on that the way they are, they know they're different from everyone else. And the way they are, it doesn't get a good feedback. People don't have a good feedback to who and what they are. And so they learn very small to manipulate, to get what they want. I remember when I was 18, wow, wow. I was 18 years old, and 18 or 19, I had just moved to California. I think I was probably 18. And it was one of my first jobs, and it was assembling syringes, like in a factory, syringes for hospitals. And I sat next to this white lady, and she was telling me about her daughter. And her daughter had turned, I don't know if her daughter was my age, or she maybe was a little bit older, because I was about 18 at the time. And she told me that her daughter was, I don't know that she used the word narcissist, probably not, because I didn't hear that word. She probably used like psychopath, sociopath, or psychopath. And she said she didn't believe it, but because she would have to switch from the time this child was in kindergarten, the teachers were complaining about her, and she just thought they were being mean to her daughter. And switched schools so many times, switched babysitters so many times. And it wasn't until she had her younger son, she had a daughter and a son. And one day she stepped outside just as her daughter was purposely pushing the little baby. He was like 1 or 2 or something, pushed him off of the bicycle on purpose. Like she literally walked into that and saw that. And she was a few years older than him. And that's when she realized that something was wrong, and that she had to watch her son more carefully. She couldn't trust her daughter around her son. And that the teachers, what they were telling her, it was true. I don't remember how old her daughter was, but she was, I don't know if she was like 8 or 9 or something by that time, when she actually realized, when she actually realized what was going on. So she told me that, she had, the doctors put her on medicine, and the medicine helped to control those urges. But of course, the daughter didn't like it. Most people don't like being on medicine like that, because you can't medicate the spirit. You cannot medicate a spirit. All you can do is dull the senses in the body. That's what it does. And so she was so concerned about her daughter, because she told me, she said, this child, she can go out here and she can kill somebody, dump them in an alley and keep alleyway and keep going. She can go out to lunch or dinner with you. You would never know it. You would never know it. And this is when I was 18. I was told this story. This is the first time that I'm even making a connection to this and any of my experiences. It's the first time I'm making that connection. It's absolutely incredible. So I was always being shown, like my mother was, through those stories, was always telling me about how she felt about me. It was like a constant thing. Her story about not bonding with me, and this is why um this is why we've had such a troubled relationship. We have, a child doesn't have a troubled relationship with the parent. But I literally came into knowing myself as having this quote unquote troubled relationship. So when we're born into this type of situation, then we are attracted to people who are emotionally abusive and who are physically abusive, which is mirroring the same condition that, as a people, we're in this abusive type of relationship with the Achiwari folk, these spirits of disorder. And that's why coming into ourself is so key. I'm saying this because I literally got off the phone with someone just now that just up and disappeared and then came back. Oh, do you love me? What are you talking about? I haven't talked to you in 3 weeks. Where I don't even know where you are. What are you talking about? Oh, I came by to see you. I was soaked. I came by to surprise you. Did what? Who are you talking to? You clearly have mistaken me for someone else. So it's interesting. It's really interesting because life will bring you full circle. You know, it's like fool me once, shame on you. But fool me twice, that's shame on me. So I am being shown the level of, let's say, infection that our people have, literally, with this overshadowing. And it's not other people, like we have it too, right? We have it too. And that's why purification is so necessary. You go to the altar, you do your soul washing the day that you were born. And that's why it's necessary to know what your own particular traditions are, because traditions may differ slightly depending on your own group of people. But basically the day that you come into this world, it was a certain type of energy that you came in on, somebody governing your spirit. And so in the Akan tradition, on a weekly basis, we have a soul day, not so much celebrating a birthday. You didn't even know when you came into the world, but the soul day. You wash your head, you're realigning with your own okra, your own soul, your own abosan. Cleansing yourself, just like we cleanse our bodies, purifying ourselves so that we realign our thoughts, our intentions, our actions with divine order. It's interesting because it's the fact that the person came by to see me and I was here and had no indication that they were anywhere in the vicinity. And they came a long way. They said, oh, I came to surprise you, but I got surprised. Absolutely. That's what happens when we repel disorder. It's through ritual that we repel those objects, those deeds, those entities. Those objects, those deeds, those entities, those individuals, those groups of people that are operating outside Amen and Amenet's order. We repel it to restore balance within ourselves, but also to maintain the integrity of our divine assignment. So I know, like, this scroll is being opened in front of me and I'm being shown so many things. So many things. It's very interesting. So I'm telling you all, as guardians, pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to when you feel like your emotions are out of control. They're extreme, extremely sad, extremely angry, extremely frustrated. When I say extreme, I mean we can get highly frustrated, but we can handle our frustration. We can handle our anger, even the expression of our anger. When it gets, when we feel like it goes to 1,000, 0 to 1,000, there's interference there. And that's why when you're dealing with people who do not have an okra soul. And they challenge you. Like, think about those Karens. You got to meet them every time, whatever level of energy they come at you with. You gotta raise it up. That's how you shut it down, because they will have you spinning in circles. So you don't go back and forth. You address the actual issue, and you, if they raise it here, you come here and you meet them with the same level of energy with which they meet you. And sometimes they'll try and be sly and act like, oh, nothing, but they'll be pushing and pushing and pushing. So don't be fooled by that, because what you feel is what you feel. And just because you're not physically seeing anything in the environment, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean it doesn't mean anything. A lot of these people, most of these people are unconscious. They know that they're different, they know how they are, but most of them are unconscious about who they are and why they operate in the manner that they do. They don't even realize it. They don't even realize it. And so it's up to us as guardians. We have to guard our temple, guard our mind. And that's when we go to the altar, when we stay in communication with our bosom, with our Nananom, Insamanfo. It's a natural protection. It's literally like vitamins that is fortifying us. I need you to be fortified. I need you to be solid. I need you to be strong. And you can't fake that. That means that, you feel the brokenness, you feel the pain. It's okay. Cry, release. Because what is water? Water, those tears are our first responders, right? Like when the body overheats, what does it do? It begins to sweat. It's like a house on fire. The Sabampo used to say, why do they call it a fire truck? It doesn't bring fire. It should be called a water truck. Yeah, the water truck comes to put the fire out. So our tears are putting out. It's cooling us down. It's us releasing the anxiousness, the anger, the frustration. It's okay to cry. And do it at the altar. Do it in nature as much as possible, because there the energy is contained and it's transformed. Usually when we're just out and we're just quote unquote venting, we're literally dumping stuff out there. But if we have a regular maintenance, just like we get up and we bathe every day, we wash our face every day, you get up and you go to the altar every day, that's maintenance. In order to execute our function, our heart has to be what? As light as a feather. But this is how we continue to cleanse and to purify. This is how we purify. So I'll come back again in another video, because I just feel like there's so much that I'm learning. There's so much that I'm learning. But I want to keep the videos kind of short. All right, thanks.